Hello, would like to feature this video on the Brassavola hybrids that I have that are all blooming right now. The first one is this one, the famous Brassavola Nodosa. The tag on it is, it's called Little Star, right there. And this is the one that I got as a bag baby from Lowe's. And it is my second one. The first one I had a long time ago, Brassavola Nodosa. I bought it away during the winter time because it had some sort of fungus or mold on it. It's very prone to, in the winter, if you don't keep it more on the dry side, it will develop some problem. So the first one I had was very nice, had grown large, and I'll have a picture of it right here. This one was about 3 years ago I had, and it was growing nicely, profusely, bloomed twice. The first year had just a few bloom, and this is the second year I had a lot of bloom, and then the third year it just died on me because, you know, like as I said, it was some sort of fungus or mold on it. But this one, this is what I fell in love with of the Brassavola from new. I had to get more. Hence, there's 3 of these, and this one actually, I'll go over this one in a little bit. Is the newest addition. So this Nodosa prefers lots of water, but frequent watering and drying out quickly. That's why I put it on a mound. Before I had it in a pot. And it just, it grew well, but I think I ran into some problems. And here's another picture of it. That way you can see it more pronounced on a tile floor, darker background. But you see how profuse bloom it was, and it wasn't even that old. Can you imagine if it was a bigger, massive orchid, it would give so much more. So you can get up to 3 blooms on each spike. Like this first one right here. I don't know if you can see that. There's 1, 2, and 3. So, and that was just on one spike. Let me see if I can go from above. Maybe, yeah, there we go. Okay, so this spike is coming from this leaf right here that is curving inward towards the bark. So it's this spike coming from this leaf. And it has 1, 2, 3 blooms on it. And this spike has just one bigger bloom. I've got more in development right here. Another bud. And another one right there. But not as prolific as the first one I got, and it's a young one. So it'll develop more. And the second one, this is called, this is a hybrid. The name of that one is called EPC Lime Sherbert times Brassavola Nodosa. And I can't remember, but I could have, it seemed like when I first got it a year ago, there was a scent, like a lemony, you know, I don't know if it's because the name, Lime Sherbert, is deceiving me or, giving me an idea that it should be a lemony smell, but I could have sworn it had a scent to it. But now I don't smell it, and it's very fully open. In fact, as you can see, this one particular one in the middle is yellowing slightly, so it's showing aging or fading away. Are starting to fade at this point, and this one is more green, a fresher bloom. So, and it should, if it had a scent, it should have been noticed by now, but I don't smell it, and I don't smell it at night as I smell it on the Nodosa. So this one has a Nodosa in it, so but I don't smell the fragrance. Even with just one bloom, by the way, from the Nodosa, the perfume smell is very noticeable in my sunroom. So, now on this one, it's December right now and it's blooming. And I'm thinking this might be a 2-time bloomer. I'm hoping it is, because when I got it back in April, and let me see if I can bring that picture up right here. Okay, so this picture is back in April. This is the bloom that it had when it was purchased. So April 14, 2018 is when it had been blooming. And this is its second time this year blooming. And this one is potted in moss, a mixture of moss and charcoal. I'm sorry, no, moss and bark. So I top it with some moss, but it's mostly in bark at the bottom. It's in its original pot. I think I will need to repot it soon. I want to show you a picture of the bud developing so you can get an idea the time frame. Okay, so here's the bud developing, and this was in October 29th. So October 29th, and today, let's say December, well, it started developing, it started blooming probably back at December 10th or so, or a little sooner. But it took about a month, all of November basically, to develop, and maybe a week of December. So a month and a half, almost a month and a week before it actually flourished and opened, the buds open. And then lastly, this one is one that a friend, it's actually a friend's orchid, and my friend had it in a grow light, indoor grow light, and it would not bloom. So I said, let me try, I'll bring it home, and I had it in early morning sun again, directly, and I think I brought it here to grow outdoors at my place about, I think in August, even as late as August, giving it a little bit of sun, and then now it's blooming, and it hadn't bloomed in those 3 years, but it, let's see, let me see if I can show you. So this one is called, I'm sorry, this one is called Maikai Mayumi, and it's got one more bud that needs to open, but I couldn't wait any longer, so I went ahead and started filming, because it took a while to time all 3 of these orchids to open, to bloom. So let me see if I can find a picture of the bud starting to develop, and here you go. I think I have one right here. So here is a sheath, and I was, you can't tell, but when I looked into the sheath, it did show a little bit of content in that sheath, and that was back in October 21st. So I guess October 21st, mid-October to end of October is when you should see these Brassavola hybrids, or the Nodosa, which is not a hybrid. You can tell when should be the timeline when they have some bud developing. It's a good indicator that you'll get some bloom. Look for it in October. Let's see. I think I have another picture. Here we go. Yes. So the Nodosa, I missed this picture, but the Nodosa actually is earlier. Apologize. This one budded in October 21st. This one October 29th, I believe. And this one, actually I saw a sign of budding or sheath development back in September already. So September 11 of this year is when I started seeing some sheath right there. That's that one right here. That's this one that you see me pointing at. That is this. So this one, it seemed that the Nodosa took longer to develop its buds, and then these two. And I don't know if it's because it's a species versus hybrids or not, so I'm not sure about that. But something to take notice of. Okay, and that's basically all. The Maikai is not, I do not smell any scent from it, unfortunately. And it's, now I have it potted in a basket, a Vanda basket. I just thought it's good use of this Vanda basket. I lined it, and I may make a video, another video about using Vanda baskets for all sorts of other things that would be useful. But this this orchid loves this basket. See how the roots are just going crazy in there? Let's see. You see those roots right there and underneath? It's very green, very healthy looking, and it was originally potted in a plastic pot, like a 4-inch pot. That's exactly like this one, not the basket, but the pot. And I removed it and put it in this basket when I took care of it in August, and immediately it took off all the roots. Just and it has much some room to grow. So I don't think it will need to be repotted for a couple more years. And it's in large bark, so the large bark will not break down so quickly, hopefully. So let me see if I can get more. There we go. There's some more roots there going crazy. But yeah, it's loving this basket, and it's a lot of aeration. That's another thing I noticed. The Nodosa, the Brassavolas type, they all like lots of air in the roots, lots of frequent watering, and quick dry outs. They prefer to dry out quickly. So that's why I have this one in a mound and this one sort of a compromise of a mound and a pot. But this one, I believe I'm going to unpot it and put it in something like this, so to see how it does. So, okay, well, thank you so much for watching. So 2 things: very bright light, very frequent watering, and quick dry out for this orchid. Have a good day.